going on, guys? Pretty much picking up right where we left off in the last video. I had just got done putting some basically new accessory stuff on my motor. I got the alternator relocation kit, and I did change the water pump. Nothing really special about that, it's just a stock water pump. But now we are on the fuel system. All I have so far is my Dash 8 line up here. That needs to be cut, and I ran it from the fuel cell straight up underneath. I got the filter on the frame, so you're really not missing a whole lot. I'll show you what the filter is here soon, and then I went ahead and already mounted my fuel regulator. Basically what's going to be happening, we got the Dash 8 lines going to run up, and I'm going to cut it where that little piece of tape is, and we're going to run it into this Y right here, and then that's going to split up. Those are two Dash 6 lines. They were already Dash 6. I don't really think I need to change them to Dash 8. I don't think it's necessary, but if it is, then I'll do that, but I don't think it's necessary. Gonna run it up through here, and then depending on what happens, I might run Dash 6 out of here as well to my regulator. I'm gonna clean all of this junk up as best as I can. I got a different alternator wire, and this fuel sensor wire is gonna be out of the way somewhere. I don't really know yet, but that's where the fuel regulator is, just sitting on the front of the motor. That's just basically a Motion Raceworks mount, and I'm gonna run into each side with my feeds, and the Dash 6 return is gonna run underneath the intake out of the regulator, and then it's gonna go down to the frame, or pretty much just follow the feed line back to the fuel cell back there, which I still haven't bolted down, but we'll get to that. I don't know, it's doing good though. Yeah, and then right in here I cut this big old hole, and you go down and psh, there's my fuel filter. So whoa, hold on. So not a very hard concept. I do have a flex fuel sensor, so I'm going to put that in probably into the return line. I know you get a better reading doing it in the feed line. I don't really think it's that important. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I do have the wire for that, the cable that plugs right into that and goes straight to the Holley, and then I have the alternator wire that goes with that. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of wiring as well, but hopefully I'll just kind of show you the end process and all of that boring stuff that you don't want to see. So anyways, this is what the truck looks like since the last video. Exactly the same. It's in the same spot and everything, but pretty cool short bed, and we're working on it, getting it done. So let me hop into this, and I'll give you guys an update as it's needed. Alright, so I just realized like 2 seconds ago that I told you that coming right out of the fuel rails, I was probably going to run Dash 6 maybe, if I don't know. Not going to do that. I'll tell you why. Because I have Dash 8 fittings, and that would be stupid to do that and not just put Dash 8. With that being said, am I going to change the lines in the back that are Dash 6 in the back of the fuel rails? Probably not. And if that annoys anybody, I'm sorry, but I'm going to leave the Dash 6s back there. It's just a lot of extra work. But if I do change it to Dash 8, I will let you know, and you guys will be the first ones to know if I change that to Dash 8 back there, because yeah, that's just a lot of extra work, and I don't really have any more time. I've already added so much to the list of this thing that I got to get it going. electrical tape at the end of this so I can watch this fitting and see if it separates from the tape. Then I know I'm pulling this fitting off. But if it doesn't pull away from this tape, then I know I'm good with this fitting. Alright you guys, so I got a lot of work done up here, just mounting the regulator. I got this dash 6 return running back. It goes under where it's supposed to, wraps around, but then it comes out here. But you kind of see where it's going to route. It's going to go with the dash 8 going that way, so you know it's pretty good place to go. So then coming back here, just gonna loop back up and then plug right into there. So I got the dash 8 all set up, and yes, that's adapted to dash 6 right here. I'm not gonna change the sending unit just yet. I only have one pump in there right now. It's actually a Walbro 450 pump, so I got completely set up for that, so I can run E85 and it'll pump through that big old huge dash 8 feed line. And coming back up here to the front of the motor, I do need to change out, or not change nothing, I don't need to change anything, but I need to cross this over. So these are going to run, this will run over the top of the regulator and swing back around and go in. Same with the other side. It'll come out here and it'll go over the top, swing around, come back in. So I already got the fittings there. I just am going to need to go ahead and get 2 more fittings, and then after that, I mean, that's the 2 fittings I gotta get, route this return line, and then throw my sensor in. And I think, I mean, I don't want to speak a little too soon, but I think that I'm pretty close to being done. Alright guys, I'm out here just to finish off this video and do a quick little rundown on the fuel system. I have my Dash 8 feed line, runs down into this hole. There's my fuel filter right underneath this, mounted to the frame, and then that line runs all the way up front. And from there, swings up into this Y that I have. That splits off into the Dash 6. Like I said before, I just reused the Dash 6 because it was already set up for this. Then it runs through the fuel rails, Dash 8, back out. And this is what the final result was. I know it's kind of dirty right now, I've been driving the truck. But swoops around on either side. This is the best way to kind of get it to make everything fit where it wants to be. But yeah. Then after they go into the regulator, my return line is that Dash 6 back there, runs underneath the intake, comes back around and follows the feed line. This is kind of a jumbled up mess. I need to fix that, but it works for now. It's temporary. And that's where the flex fuel sensor is. I have on the return line. I looked up a few things and pretty much seen that it's probably better to have it on the feed line, but it's got to be doing the same thing on the return line. I don't really see a big difference. And then it just runs all the way back up here to the fuel cell, and that's it. Pretty simple setup, pretty easy to do. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned something too. I hope it helps you out. Subscribe so you can see the next video. Make sure you leave a like on this one, and I'll see you in the next video.